So I have an interesting statistic for you from the U.S. Bureau of Labor that basically says that over 13 million Americans over the age of 65 will be employed in the workforce by 2024. That's not that far away. What does semi-retirement even look like, though? You know, for a lot of people, it's usually one of two things. It's either they want to retire or they have to retire. We're not going to spend too much time on have to retire, but wanting to retire is, you know, it's a pretty big life-changing experience. And I think what has happened is there's so many people that have been retiring into the workforce that sometimes the transition to go from semi to complete retirement is a little bit of an easier route, right? And think about it. Think about how life-changing retirement can be if you just jump right into full retirement. Obviously, financial is the first thing that comes to mind for a lot of people as far as can I retire? But it's not just about the money. That part is huge. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the only reason. I've found that for a lot of people, the mental stimulation is also extremely important. Because when you think about full retirement, think about how much your routine has changed. So you're not interacting with whatever it was that you were doing before, whether it was working with people or working, you know, more electronics or something along technology, those kinds of things. If you remove yourself from that environment, your mind isn't really working the way that it used to work. Socially, this is huge, you know, especially for the single people out there. Single people, no kids, even more so. So how do you interact with people? How do you make sure that you stay socially involved in what's going on out there? Okay, and physically is a good reason too. You know, some sleeping in and then laying on the couch all day might be good for a week or two, but at some point you're going to think these joints are getting a little stiff. Might need to move around a little bit more, and it's just important to stay physically active. Even if you weren't in a physically active career, at least your body was used to moving around and performing the tasks that were required from you. So those are all, you know, reasons why retirement is such a big issue, and it's such a huge transition that semi-retired makes that transition a little bit easier. So you don't have to have everything perfectly aligned, but you know in your heart and in your mind that you're ready to make this move, because even semi-retirement is also a big move, don't get me wrong. And one thing I suggest is make sure that you have something to do for those extra hours of doing nothing, you know, whether that's getting in more exercise, and I'm talking the fun kind, golf, tennis, pickleball, all of those kinds of things that are fun and give you not only the ability to move around and become physically active, but also if you're doing most of the things that I just mentioned, there's social activity there as well. So you're kind of got a couple of things going on there, which I think is great. The second part would be volunteering. You know, everybody has a passion about something. So volunteering, find a place where you can contribute. I don't know about you, I used to volunteer at nursing homes with my dogs, and it's been hard to do that for multiple reasons. But that's something I would absolutely love to get back into if things are ready for that to happen in terms of being able to go into those kinds of facilities. But just seeing the look and having the interaction with these people that don't really get a lot of interaction, it just melts my heart. So make sure that you have a why when you semi-retire. Not just why because I'm tired of working, but what's your why? What will you do in exchange? And then obviously what's your how? And if you need help with either of those, feel free to reach out to me. You have my information there. Share this with somebody else. If you know somebody who's thinking along these lines, please share this with them. Subscribe to my channel, like the video. I appreciate your support in all of that. And, you're not in this alone. We're here together. So come find me and we'll talk. Take care. See you next time.